We are going to be talking about blush and blush placement, Pacific one. So we have the sun-kissed blush look. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am a pro makeup artist of almost 10 years now, and today we are going to be talking about blush and blush placement specifically. Blush is like having a humongous moment right now. It is just absolutely everywhere. Brands are launching new blush collections left, right and center. There's some absolutely gorgeous ones on the market. We're having heaps of liquid blushes and cream blushes, but powder blushes are still popular as well. And I thought I would do a video about blush placement and where best to put your blush in terms of what face shape that you have or what kind of a look you're trying to achieve. There's no hugely right or wrong way. Obviously it goes somewhere around the cheek area, but there's a few little nuances as to where you could put it to try to achieve different results. But as always, it's up to you and how you like to wear your blush. I think the best thing is to just play around with it and try it in different kind of slightly different areas and see what works from one day to the other, and then you might find the perfect blush placement for your face and for the look you're trying to achieve, all right? Because there's different trends happening and you might want to lean into those trends, or you might want to do ones that are just more flattering for your face shape. It's completely up to you. So I'm going to be focusing on showing and demonstrating two different styles on my face, but we'll also like chat a little bit about some other styles as well, because I just have my face to work on, and I would say my face shape is a little bit slightly long and already very narrow and sculpted type of face. I don't have like a full face. It's already very defined, so I don't tend to need to do too much like contouring and sculpting out areas of my face because it's already quite hollow. But unfortunately that comes with age, and you know, if you want to stay kind of slim, you lose it in your face. I think if I gained a lot of weight, it would come to the face, but I can't just gain it only in the face. So anyway, today we are going to use the Dior disaster. So I just dropped my new blush and it didn't break. The mirror didn't break or anything. It just came out of the glue. Like the glue just came out. And I'm just gonna push it back in and be much more gentle with it. I'm so glad that didn't break. Okay, well that was a blooper. Today we are going to be using the Dior blush. I just bought this. It's not new, but I've been wanting to try it out for a while. This is the Backstage collection, and this is the Rosy Glow in the shade 001 Pink. So yeah, we're going to use this one because it's such a bright blush. I feel like I can really demonstrate what I want to kind of show you guys today. Today we're going to do it with a powder just because it's quite easy, and I feel like most people will have a powder blush. Talking about brushes and brushes that you should use to apply your blush. You know, there's a few different styles that you could go with, and it also depends on the product you're applying. Is it a cream? Is it a liquid? Is it a powder? I like to apply a blush with kind of these shapes, a little bit smaller than maybe what you might think, just because it gives you a little bit more control and you can kind of build it up and add it onto the face a bit slower. These ones, it gives a very diffused look. You could, you know, make sure you really lightly apply it and build it up. You wouldn't want to go in heaps and then put a whole thick layer on with such a big brush. But it could be good if you want to blend it out and you're really worried about putting it on too thick. This will really diffuse it around the brush if you get it on the brush nicely. Maybe good for beginners, but it could be too big for some people's faces, I would say. And this one, it's just too small. I feel like you shouldn't be applying your blush with ones like this. It'll be way too pinpointed and you'll be there forever trying to like get it more of a dispersed and softer look. So yeah, brushes like these, ones with a little bit of like shape to it are really nice. They really like hug the cheek and it makes it a nice experience to put on. And then this one with a very sculpted around the brush. It makes it really nice, and no like harsh lines and edges kind of happen when you put it on, and it kind of helps the blending work. So we're going to use this one today because I like this one. This is the Sephora collection, the Pro Sephora brushes. I love the Sephora Pro brushes. They are just great quality. They're not cheap in any way because they're Sephora brand, but they're great quality. When you do your blush and you look at your face, you need to kind of determine what kind of face you have or what kind of like goal you're trying to achieve, okay? So I'm gonna do one side, I'm gonna do a sculpted side, and one side we're gonna do a more youthful, full side on the face, and hopefully you can see the difference. And then we'll also talk about a few things that you should try to avoid doing. So when you load up your brush on your brush, really try to massage it in and get it in there. Try to use more tapping motions. Okay, and then you want to really like disperse it into the brush. Use the back of your hand, the front of your hand, like that. Because you don't want to just go in and pick up the color and then stamp it straight on, because it often will leave like a little line on the face. If you really massage it into the brush, it will come out a lot more gentler and add its color slowly rather than an intense amount of color with some lines that you need to then blend out. So use this little mirror. Actually, I'll use a bit of a bigger mirror. So for the sculpted look, you're going to look at your face, and the general rules of blush in most scenarios is you look at your face and you do not want to bring the blush any further in than the iris, so the dark color of your eye. You don't want to bring it in further than that. And generally where your nose, the end of your nose is along here, you don't really want to bring blush any lower than this area. So it's like here, you don't want to bring it in any further, and here you don't want to bring it in any lower. So we're going to do a sculpted look, so which is adding blush on the apples of the cheeks and then bringing it up. Okay, I sometimes explain it as like a Nike tick, like a Nike swoosh, like a not exactly like a downwards, but like circle and then the shape of the trajectory of the Nike tick. So kind of bringing it up into the hairline, above where the hair is in the ear, kind of going towards this area to the temple. So you're going to start patting it on, building it up, and then going up and away into the hairline. You really want to make sure it goes into the hairline, because you don't want an area where there is like pinky, blushy color, skin color, and then your hair. You want it to blend away into all this area really effortlessly. They, you know, it's all one. So putting most of the color here, and you notice I'm going quite high up on the cheekbone. I'm really not coming on this underneath part of my bone. I'm really going on the top part, okay? And you can see I'm kind of doing a lot more tapping motions. This is because it helps not disturb the makeup that you have underneath. So any foundation, concealer, products like that, primer underneath your foundation, tapping will really help preserve that. Okay, and then maybe towards the ends you could do a little bit more flicking up into the hairline. Loading up my brush a little bit more, tapping on my hand and adding a little bit more because I just really want you guys to see the shape. And going in this direction gives a lifted look to the face, a more sculpted look. It's really quite trendy right now to really kind of drape the blush right up and around the eye, almost as an eyeshadow, and up onto the temples. And this at the moment is kind of called more draping with the blush, really going up into almost a C shape. But you don't have to go quite that intense with the trends. You could just kind of focus on this line like this, patting it in to preserve the makeup underneath. I do have at the moment some almost scabs under my skin here because a few days ago I got cryopen treatment, which is a cold injection of, it kind of burns off the pigment. I'm trying to remove some freckles there that really annoy me, and it has to get darker before it can get better, and it's just how it is. So that's the draped, sculpted, lifted type of blush look. I hope you can see the difference there on camera. That's without blush, and that is with the lifted, draped type of blush sculpted look on the face. And this is great for faces that are a little bit wider and that you want to narrow. So essentially, it's actually not great for my face because I have a very narrow sculpted face, though I do like to do this look because it is actually like a trendy type makeup look at the moment. So again, it's up to you. You can do what you want. If this is trending and you still have a narrow face like me, you can still do it. No one's going to, you know, the makeup police are not coming. But it does help kind of narrow the face and make it a little bit more sculpted look. Now, for the other side of the face, we're going to do a youthful blush look, and a blush look that makes the face a little bit shorter looking. It helps shorten the face, and it helps make it look fuller and more youthful. So they say. So adding a little bit more on the blush brush, tapping it in. Now for this one, you want to just focus on the center and the apple of the cheek, okay? A lot of people have been told that you smile to find the apples of your cheeks. So you smile and they pop right out. And yes, they really do. But we're not walking around like this all day. We're just not. If you are, then it's great. But we're just not. So when you put it here and then you relax, it drops. And then therefore the blush is not on the apple of your cheek anymore. It's a little bit too low. So you go up. And then it drops, and then it's now too low. You really want to avoid putting blush too low on the face because that can give a more sallow, you know, saggier look, not what we're trying to achieve. So for this one, you're not going to bring it up into this region as much. You're going to really focus on just keeping it here and not smiling, putting it up high, but more towards the center and in a more round, dispersed kind of shape. By putting it a bit closer here, this helps break up the length of the face. And by not dragging it up here, therefore you're not narrowing the side of your face and creating that sculpted look. So therefore it's a more youthful, fuller look on the face. Yeah, I think you can really see that. Can you see how this one is coming up? It is a very sculpted look, and this one is a more happy, girly, like friendly kind of blush vibe. I hope you can see those two differences. It's still blush, it's still there, but it's just not giving that lifted, sculpted look. And I suppose you could say that this is probably the blush that suits my face more because I have such an angular face. This helps create roundness and shortens the length of my face. But tell me what you guys think. I would love to hear your opinions about which side you actually like on my face better because, you know, beauty is in the eye of the desire and you might think different. So please tell me. Now, one of you guys was saying that you find you're putting too much blush on and you have to use your foundation brush to remove a little bit. That is a really good way to reduce it. So if you guys feel like you've gone overboard, you look and you're like, oh my goodness, what did I do to put on your base? And I have blush blindness. It's a term that people are using right now. I did too much. Grab your foundation brush or your beauty sponge that you used. You just kind of press it away. Reduce the amount, blur the edges, you could kind of buff over it, and that way you will kind of take it back a bit. But also don't forget that blush really, it fades quickly. It doesn't last that long on our face. It's one of the first things to fade. So I reckon do your hair, get your clothes on, maybe have your breakfast or something, and then have a look and you might find it's actually not that bad. As long as it's blended really nicely and there's no patchiness, there's no like really dark areas, then it's probably okay. Because at the moment blush is hugely trending and more blush is more at the moment with blush. But that trend might change. So you can always use this. But then also the best way, if you are finding that you're putting too much blush on, it might be because you're not doing the technique I was just teaching you before, where you load up the blush and you're going straight in with the brush, straight from the product onto your face. You really want to avoid doing that because that's how you can have too much blush on too quickly. Try patting it into your hand, really pushing it into the brush, and that way it's going to start coming out onto your face in a lot slower manner. The same thing with like a liquid blush or a cream blush. people have like your liquid blush product, you're dropping it onto your face or something like this, or you're going straight in from the cream product, going straight onto your face. This is a recipe for having maybe potentially too much blush on your face. Really want to use the back of your hand. That's why us makeup artists are always using our hands and getting quite tactile with the makeup products, because it just allows you to have a lot more control. So liquid brush, obviously clean, drop it on the back of your hand first. Even cream, take it out, put it on here. Then you really want to kind of pat it out, the liquid or the cream, blend it out, massage it, get it in, and then slowly add little bits onto your face with your fingers, with your beauty blender, with your stippling brush, things like that. It's just about reducing that first putting it onto your face. You want to really like massage it out somewhere, blend it out, and then slowly add the product. Now, you can see the 2 blush styles that we've done here. There's 3 other blush styles that I want to talk about that are quite popular trends at the moment. We have the sun-kissed blush look, and that is where you are creating a look where it's a very girly look as well. It's a very youthful look where you're basically putting your blush over your face in a straight line like this. So you're kind of doing this style and not this style as much. You're doing this style, but you're also joining it across the top of the nose and to the next side. So kind of just dusting a little bit more like this of your blush, and that is the sun-kissed blush look. It's cute, it's very youthful, very girly, goes great with the fake freckles, or if you have freckly skin, looks great with that. The second blush look that I'm not going to demonstrate but I want to bring your awareness to is the under eye blush look, and this is like where you put blush right up to here, right under the eye. It is more seen in Asia, and I would say it is kind of more suited to Asian face types. It does really work for them. I'm not so sure how I would feel wearing it, but I do see girls on the street here in Hong Kong wearing it. Girls that are like into makeup and they're very like done up. I do see some people doing that look, and it looks okay. Sometimes they do pull it off well, and they're just putting the blush right up under here. Again, for a very like cute blush look, and I'll show you pictures on the screen as well. And that's another under eye cute, kind of making your face more round and baby doll style. And thirdly, we have the boyfriend blush. Boyfriend blush, that term has kind of, come up within the last 6 months to year. And that is a blush, you're kind of applying it in the opposite way to this side, the sculpted way. Whereas this one, you're kind of putting it up and out. And the boyfriend blush is a little bit more putting it down like this. And you wouldn't use a color like this baby doll pink. You kind of want that a little bit more red, flushed from within color, that really like almost rosacea type look, red color, and you're kind of applying it like that, down like this. And I would say I've not tried it, and it's probably not the most flattering blush look if you're trying to look lifted and youthful. It looks cute on the young girls sometimes, but that's probably the most least popular blush look. So that's it. Those are the blush looks I wanted to demonstrate to you guys today. I hope you liked that. I am absolutely loving this little blush. It is gorgeous. I'm so happy that I added it to my collection. And I hope those tips were helpful, demonstrating the 2 different styles of blush that are most popular, I would say. And just remember, it's makeup, play around with it. Try them out on your face, see what works for you. If you have a skinnier face, still try this one. Doesn't mean you don't have to do it. If you have a rounder face, you could still try this one. It might look fantastic on you. You might feel great wearing that style. It's completely up to you. I just want to, explain and show how you may be able to use blush to really change the shape of your face and, in a direction that you are trying to go in and desire. So that's all. Please subscribe. If you got to the end of the video, please comment below. Comment like blush. I would love to see you, and thank you for making it to the end of the video. And come say hi to me over on Instagram, where I'm active every day. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Thank you.